Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal using Murkrow. This is an optimized playthrough. This dark flying type Pokemon obliterated the game in our first playthrough. I recommend you go check that out. I put it out last Friday. But we're going to go and dive into our first battle, which is actually against our rival. His name is Triple Question Mark, as per tradition, and we gave it Cyndaquil, just like in our previous playthrough. Drill Peck will one-shot Cyndaquil, and we will level up. Very easy battle against our rival, and we're going to progress right on to this route right here and fight these trainers, and I'll talk a little bit about what we did in this playthrough. So, in the previous playthrough, we just had Peck to start the game. In this one, we can use a breeding move and add it to the Pokemon's moveset, because it can legitimately be done. You can breed the Pokemon and start the game with it at level 5, which is what we're doing. And we had a couple options for this. Basically, Drill Peck was one, Sky Attack, and Wing Attack. Wing Attack would have been okay. Drill Peck is the best flying move that I've ever used in Generations 1 or 2. It's the best one. Sky Attack is garbage, and I'm not going to get too much into that. If you want to hear me wax publicly about how bad Sky Attack is, you can go watch the prediction video. However, we did Drill Peck, so that's the first thing. We also changed our hidden power, so if you look on the right side where it says hidden power, it says fire. In the previous playthrough, it was hidden power ice. So that's a change up we made. And there are a couple other routing changes we made. We don't have to fight Bellsprout Tower, even though it would have been super easy with this Pokemon because we have Peck and Drill Peck. So everything in there would have pretty much been a one-shot except for the Hoot Hoots, but I'm pretty sure Drill Peck would have probably done that as well. So the way the early part of this game progresses, because of how powerful we are and we have stab moves, that we can just move right into Falkner's gym at 3 minutes and 35 seconds we get here, and we're going to go ahead and face Falkner. Falkner's going to come out with a Pidgey and a Pidgeotto. Pidgey gets taken down to 2 shots from Pursuit and Drill Peck combined. Drill Peck one-shots the Pidgeotto. And so we beat Falkner, we get the Zephyr Badge, we get the Mudslap TM, which will be used very much later in the game. And the other part of that is we get a boost in our flying moves. And our attack stat goes up a little bit too. So now we're going to go ahead and face our rival. Our second rival battle, he's got a Ghastly, and Drill Peck will one-shot this. This battle was a little bit closer than it had to be last time because we did one-shot the Zubat, so it confused me. However, we get pretty much a one-shot across the board except on the Q-Lava, and we're going to move right into Bugsy's gym. Another gym that we just obliterate, because we have a huge type advantage and with a more powerful move than we had last time. Last time it was a one-shot on everything except for the Scyther. This time it'll be a one-shot on everything, period. Metapod goes down to 1 Drill Peck, 2 Drill Pecks. One Drill Peck on the Kakuna, and then 1 Drill Peck on the Scyther. So we get a very easy win over Bugsy. Very dominant so far, under 10 minutes. That's the fastest time I've ever got through Bugsy. And now we're at 11 minutes and 30-some seconds, and we're already in Whitney's gym. I think the last time we got in here around 15 minutes, so we've definitely gained some time on this. Now, the first playthrough was actually very good the first half, before the Elite Four. So we're not going to gain too much ground, but we're going to have a little bit of a time gap here that we're going to get for this. So now we're facing Whitney, and Clefairy goes down to 1. Drill Peck, it's a 2-shot with Miltank. Good thing we didn't get Rollout going. It could have been pretty detrimental to us. So we do beat Whitney. We get the normal badge, and we're going to move right on to Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo could be dangerous if it went for actual ground moves, or rock moves, like Rock Throw. It has Rock Throw, but it doesn't hit us with Rock Throw, and we're going to move right on to the Komodo Girls. Now, this is an opportunity I like to speed this up. Right now, I'm just speeding it up, and it's an opportunity I like to tell people, like, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You get videos like this all the time. Subscribing tells me that you're willing to come back and watch a video I post again, or any new videos I have, so I really appreciate it. Comments and likes really do help the YouTube algorithm. It gets it out to more people, and that's really just appreciate that. I know you might be watching this on like a TV, and it's hard to get the remote and hit the like button, or you're on your phone, you're listening to it in the background maybe. But if you can do that and do me that solid, I'd really appreciate it. Right here, we get rid of Peck and we add Nightshade. So our moveset right now is Drill Peck, Pursuit, Nightshade, and Return. And we should have not a one-shot, but we get a 2-shot on the Jolteon, and we beat up the Komodo Girls, and we're going to face our rival in the Burnt Tower. We're at 16 minutes and 30 seconds right now. So Haunter comes out. Drill Peck should be a one-shot. That's a foregone conclusion. Very good. Magnemite. Now in this battle, Magnemite's not a problem, but in the next battle, he will be, because he will have Thunder Wave. So we got to compensate for that, which is one reason why we went with Hidden Power Fire. Get to that more here in a minute. Drill Peck on the Q-Lava and then Zubat. Very easy win. So that progresses us right onto Morty's gym. So Morty is the Ghost Gym Leader, and we have a handful of good options for this. Drill Peck will one-shot all of his Pokemon, except for maybe the Gengar. We also could use Pursuit if we wanted to, but Pursuit's going to be changed here in a second after this battle. I'm pretty sure it's after this battle. It's not during this battle. That's a one-shot on the Haunter, and then the last Pokemon, knock out Gengar and bad timing on this, but we get Feint Attack right after the battle where we need it the most. But we beat Morty, and we're going to move right on to old Chucky Boy's gym. Now, Chuck's gym, it can be difficult for some Pokemon, but for Murkrow, not even close. We are flying type, we have the best flying type move in the game, and we've even added the Sharp Beak. This battle got a lot closer last time. We got down to 1 health before we were able to knock out Poliwrath on a lucky roll on a Confusion, but one-shot knockout on the Primate, and now Poliwrath's coming out. Is it a one-shot? It is a one-shot. We obliterate Chuck's gym. We should have. I never doubted that for a second. I'm actually surprised that the original playthrough, it was more complicated than it had to be. So now we're going to talk to this guy who's like up here meditating. He gives us Hidden Power. We went with Hidden Power Fire for a lot of reasons, but mainly it's to compensate for Jasmine. Jasmine is Steel type, and we're going to go ahead and face Red Gyarados before we talk about Jasmine. And Red Gyarados is all hulked out, so he will go down to 2 returns. He hits us with the Dragon Rage. We get the knockout, we get the win over him, and we're going to go ahead and face Pryce. Pryce can actually be difficult. Pryce is Ice type, we're Flying type. We don't exactly have the greatest moves for Pryce, so let's go ahead and see what happens with Pryce. Seal, I'm pretty sure Seal goes down to 1 Drill Peck. Yep, 1 shot, very good, knock it out. Moving on to Dugong Gong Gong. Dugong Gong almost goes down. He does about 30% damage with an Aurora Beam. Hidden Power Fire does not knock him out. We should have added the Charcoal. It probably would have knocked him out, but we're going to try this battle again. That's our first reset. I don't know why I didn't show our reset. I really don't. On the reset counter, I don't know why I didn't do that. Maybe I restarted it for the Pokemon actually fainted. I don't know, but we technically have 1 reset at this point. Actually, I think we have 2. There's one I didn't show, but we have 2 resets at this point. But Piloswine goes down to 2 Hidden Power Fires, and as long as it doesn't hit us, we're fine. But we should have won that. We should have equipped the Charcoal. That was an error on my part. That cost us a couple seconds, so we could have been probably around 30 minutes with this battle, and then went right into Jasmine's gym at like 31 minutes and saved us a couple more minutes, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. So now we're facing Jasmine. Hidden Power Fire will one-shot the Magnemite. It'll also one-shot the, second Magnemite, I should say. And in Steelix, Steelix I don't think is a one-shot. I think Steelix is a 2-shot still. Yep, it's close. He's going to heal because it got him in the healing loop. I should have gone for something else that wouldn't have made him go for the heal, like something that did 50% damage. But we get the win over Jasmine nonetheless. Now we're going to move on to our 4th rival battle. In this rival battle, he has gotten to the point where Magnemite is a problem, but we have a solution to that problem. This is one reason why Hidden Power Fire was considered for the entire team and not just one battle. And Magnemite will go down to 1 Hidden Power Fire without any problems. Very good. Haunter comes out. We got 2. Sneasel comes out. Go for Drill Peck. Drill Peck will one-shot. It's very powerful. Very good. And now Q-Lava comes out. Drill Peck on the Q-Lava. He's pretty frail, actually, so for a starter Pokemon, he's the frailest of the 3. And then Drill Peck's a one-shot on the Haunter. Very good. We get a very convincing, very easy win. Started off rocky, but we still get the win over our rival. And now we're facing Claire, the Dragon Trainer. Here's another change we made. Rather than having Hidden Power Ice, we went with Icy Wind. Icy Wind's not great, don't get me wrong, but it's good enough. It's good enough. With Stab, it's with all the stuff where they're weak to it, it's doing 130 power, 136 power, and it's 95% accurate. So one downside of this move, its accuracy is bad. But Return will 2-shot the Kingdra, as long as it doesn't heal. Get the knockout, very good. And we get a pretty easy, convincing win over Claire. And we have one more battle we have to have before we go into Elite Four, and that's with our final rival battle. The rival's going to come out with first Pokemon's a Sneasel. Drill Peck should one-shot. Oh, we're going to go for Hidden Power Fire. That works too. It's weak to fire moves, so that's good. Hidden Power Fire on the next Pokemon, very good. Magnemite's down, and Magneton's down. That's usually the most complicated Pokemon we have to deal with. So Icy Wind should one-shot the Golbat, very good. We have the Never Melt Ice equipped, so that does help us. Drill Peck's a one-shot on the Q-Lava, the Typhlosion, very good. And then the last 2 Pokemon will go down to Drill Peck, and then Drill Peck on the Haunter as well. We obliterate them. We're going into Elite Four, level 51. Very easy win over our rival. So I'm very happy with this progression. And with that being said, we're going to go into Elite Four. But before we do, we're going to look at the stats of this Pokemon real quick, and the moveset and everything. So the first thing is we have the Never Melt Ice equipped. We also have a couple other items we can use. We can use the Sharp Beak. We can use Return. We can also hold an item like a Paralyzed Cure Berry or a Bitter Berry for confusion, things like that. I think we still have the Charcoal. I don't know if we're going to need that in Elite Four, but still have it nonetheless. That's the first thing. Moves, Drill Peck, Icy Wind, Hidden Power Fire, and Return. All of them have something for everyone. You're going to see that this flying Pokemon actually have a really good advantage against the Elite Four in this game. Let's go ahead and look at the stats real quick. The modified stats are on the left with the badges, but I'll tell you the base stats that we're at. 130 on attack, 85 on defense, 132 on special attack, 88 on special defense, and speed is 138. So on this left is the stats are modified with the badge accordingly. So let's go ahead and dive into the Elite Four. And the first member of the Elite Four is Will. Will is the Psychic type trainer, which means he's going to lead with a Xatu. Now, we foregoed Hidden Power Ice with this, and we also got rid of our Stab Dark move. So we went with Hidden Power or Icy Wind. So Icy Wind, Return will knock out the Jinx. Very good. Or on the Xatu, Icy Wind on the Xatu. It's not quite a one-shot. There's one downside to it. It's not as powerful as Hidden Power. It's why I always go with Hidden Power Ice. It usually covers a lot of these things, but in this battle it didn't. So this battle gets a lot more complicated than it had to, and it must have been a range because we ended up getting a one-shot there. And so now we're going to go for Return on the Slowbro. It should be a two-shot knockout. Nope, it does not. It must have got a critical hit on him or something like that. And so now Executor comes out. Drill Peck is a one-shot. And we get a win. Not as convincing win as the last time, but that's because we didn't have Pursuit. Pursuit would have been not a one-shot on all of them, but it had been a very super effective move on all of them. And I got rid of that for the sake of having better coverage in other battles. So Drill Peck's a one-shot on the Ariados. We're facing Koga if I didn't say that already. Hidden Power Fire. That's really the last time Hidden Power is super useful is on the Fortress because it's four times effective. It's Bug and it's Steel. Muck will be taken down to 2 Drill Pecks. So that leaves us with 2 Pokemon left. The first Pokemon is Crobat. Luckily, it's not in a healing loop, so we get a knockout on the second hit. And Venomoth should be a one-shot because it is Bug type. Very good. Get the win. We're going to move right on to the one we have the biggest advantage against. So we've already had 2 good advantages. Now we're going to have a third, and that is Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but Bruno's going to come out with a Hitmon top. We're going to go for Drill Peck. Now, in the last battle, I had to use Fly, so this battle took a lot longer. But now we can just go for Broke on every one of them. And I clicked the wrong thing. So he sets up a Sandstorm, and now this battle is prolonged to be longer than it is. Hidden Power Ice is a one-shot. And then we should have, so Rage is going to have more text box every time. So that's me misclicking and could have avoided that. It's just a couple seconds, but it is kind of just annoying. We do one-shot to Machamp, and now we have Hitmonlee, which will also go down to one-shot. We should outspeed. It shouldn't hit us at all. Get the knockout. Excellent. We beat Bruno. We are one-shotting first try victorying everyone so far. Let's see how good Karen is. Karen's going to come out with an Umbreon. Umbreon, we're going to go for Drill Peck. It does lower actually one stage. And we miss. And we miss. And we miss. There we go. Get the knockout. Very good. And we're going to move right on to Murkrow. Murkrow, Icy Wind should one-shot Murkrow. Extremely good. Now we have 3 Pokemon left. Houndoom. We're going to go for Drill Peck. Houndoom's pretty frail when it comes to physical moves to get the knockout. Gengar comes out, one-shot on the Gengar. And now Vileplume is a one-shot with Drill Peck. Very good. We get another win. First try victory over Karen. Now I'm going to move right on to the champion, which is Lance. The liar with the Flyers. He comes out with his team of 3 Dragons. All 6 members are Flyers. And Gyarados comes out, and Drill Peck is a 2-shot. That's a good knockout. Very good. Hidden Power Ice. I'm so used to saying that. Icy Wind will knock out the Dragonite. The second Dragonite's about to come out. It's going to knock out him as well. They are 4 times weak, not 2 times weak like Dragonair. So they are 4 times weak because they're flying and dragon. And so Aerodactyl hits a Rock Slide. We do get the knockout. Very good. I think the problem here is we're not going to one-shot the Charizard, and he knocks us out with Flamethrower. Okay. So Aerodactyl is a problem if we can't knock it out because it has Rock Slide. Now, if Rock Slide misses, we win this battle, no problem. So we're at 1 reset. Technically at 2. Technically at 3 because it didn't count 1 earlier. I think it's because I blacked out rather than actually doing it. So I think we get another reset here because Thunder put us at such a huge deficit. So Drill Peck will 2-shot the Gyarados. That has not changed at all. The Dragonite's going to come out. And I think on the last one we missed an Icy Wind with that 95% accuracy. So this is why I always say the liar with the Flyers. That's actually another YouTuber I recommend heavily, which is Squidgy, says that, and he also doesn't like Icy Wind because of the accuracy of Icy Wind. I feel his pain there, so I don't think the accuracy is very good either. We do get the knockout on Aerodactyl. We have full health on the Charizard, so we should be able to 2-shot it. Yep, should be able to 2-shot. Flamethrowers, it burns us. That's not the biggest deal in the world. It's not the biggest deal. It still should be enough to knock it out, and we're not using a physical attack on Dragonite. We're using a special ice move. So we get the knockout. We get the win over Lance. We're just tapping, trying to get that time locked in. And here we go. Let's get it locked in. Murkrow, we get the time at 58 minutes and 16 seconds. That is, I believe that's the fastest time I've ever beat the Elite Four. And when you compare that to the time we had last time, it's not a lot of time gained. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that. It's 5 minutes. However, there was a couple hiccups along the way. We probably could have made this about 8 minutes. But really the time saver is what we do in the next part of the game, which is the post-game in Kanto. So that's what we're going to jump into next. I'll see you guys in Kanto. So we're in Kanto, and really the battles here are kind of trivial. We do have a goal we got to get to, though. We need to get to level 70. 70 is where we need to get to, because throughout the game we accumulate 10 rare candies. So we need to get to level 70, so when we give our rare candies, we get to level 80, and we're able to get over 2 damage rounding thresholds. So the last playthrough we had, we got to level 75 when we faced red with our rare candies. We need to get higher than that. So we got to gain 12 levels, so we're going to fight a little more battles than I would like to. I don't show all that. You're just seeing the gym battles, because those are what's necessary to get through the game. Like at bare minimum, you have to fight these 8 battles, and then you have the 9th battle in Kanto, which is against red. So you're seeing all these things. Now I want to talk about some things with the channel real quick before we dive back into what we did to win the last 2 battles in this. So starting next Wednesday, so today is 3/19/2025. Okay, this is when I'm doing my voiceover. The video comes out this Friday, that's the 21st. So next Wednesday, which is the 26th, I'm going to start doing on Wednesdays a Kanto or Generation 1 Pokemon Blue playthrough with Pokemon. I'm gonna pick one type, and we're gonna start doing playthroughs until they're all done, and then I'm gonna give a ranking video ranking the best to worst of that typing in the game. There are some caveats with this. So for example, I'm gonna do the fire type first. Fire type, I will not include Moltres. I guess I could include Moltres, just because he is a fire type, but he's kind of a legendary, so it's not really fair. It's a little bit overblown, so I don't know if that's really fair to the rest of the Pokemon, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. Now I think of it, I don't know. I guess I'm deciding that right now, but I definitely want to play through everyone else who's not a legendary Pokemon. Magmar, you have Vulpix / Ninetales, you have Growlithe / Arcanine, you have a couple of Ponyta / Rapidash. I do want to play through with Charizard one more time with the overlay with the stats and everything. That's what I'm excited about. Is the reason why I want to do that, because I have played through every Pokemon Generation 1, but some of them deserve a replay because I had some bad strategies. I didn't prepare enough. So there will be a little bit optimization to it. But 2, with the new overlay that I've been allotted to use by Scott's Thoughts, I recommend you go check him out as well. Him and Scott and Squidgy are the 2 YouTubers I probably watch the most when it comes to Pokemon. Mah-Dry-Bread I watch a little bit. J-Rose11 I definitely watch. So I recommend the 2 that I've taken the most influence from, and that's 2. And Eggsceptional is another one out there that I don't really talk about as much because he hasn't posted as much lately, but I do watch a lot of his stuff. I love his movies. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do all the typings, do all the playthroughs in order, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a ranking for all of them. And then I'm going to pick another type and do the same thing. Some types are going to be very complicated. Water, there's a boatload of water Pokemon, so I may just narrow it down to who I think actually has a chance to be in the running. Or I might just do them all and just rank them all based on their time. Now, these are all based on starting the game with the Pokemon. I did a ranking of grass videos about, I don't think it was a year ago, it might have been about 6 or 7 months ago. But I did a ranking of all the grass type Pokemon, and my god, the internet didn't quite go as a storm because I'm not such a big channel that everyone saw it. But the fact that I said Execute it was one of the worst grass types used in Generation 1, the internet, people went nuts. But understand, this is based on playing through, starting the game with the Pokemon, having its Generation 1 moveset to start the game, and playing through. It's not when you pick it up. If you pick up Execute, I think you can pick up Execute in the Safari. You have later game moves. You can add Psychic. You can add Mega Drain. There's a lot of things you can do. But let's dive back into this battle against Blue. So Icy Wind will be a 2-shot on Blue. We have the leftovers equipped so that we can replenish some health. Rhydon comes out. Icy Wind should 1-shot, maybe a 2-shot. It's not quite there. This is why I usually use Hidden Power Ice. But like I said, we made a choice for Fire, and it worked for us pretty well. So I'm not going to regret that decision. But that is why I usually choose Hidden Power Ice. Those ranges don't happen with Hidden Power Ice. And returns a 2-shot on the Gyarados. And now Arcanine comes out. The rain is still up, so he can't use a fire move. That's good. He's going to go for an extreme speed. We're going to get the knockouts, a 2-hit. So there's 2 Pokemon left, and both of them should go down to 1 shot from Drill Peck. Drill Peck from the Executor. And Drill Peck from the Alakazam. Oh, we're going to go for Shadow Ball. Never mind. So still 2-shot, or still 1-shot nonetheless, but I think both of them would have had the same outcome. But we get the win over blue, and now we're moving on to red. Now here's the big thing with red. We had 34 resets with red the last time we faced them. So we've prepared a lot better. We were at level 80, so we have 2 more damage rounds that we hit. We were at level 75 when we faced them last time. So at level 78, you have a damage round that you're hitting there, and at level 80 is your second damage round that we're getting. We also have different moves. We still have Icy Wind. I don't know exactly what we're going to use that for, but Icy Wind still, I don't think we had a better option to get rid of. I think we really only used 3 moves in this fight. So we still have Drill Peck, our most powerful flying move. We still have Return. It's a pretty solid move nonetheless. It coincides very well with our physical attack stat. And then we added Mud Slap. Mud Slap will make it so a lot of moves that were detrimental to us are inaccurate. And we also have the Leftovers, which are going to replenish a lot of our health. Like I said, Icy Wind, I think I got rid of it and I used Mud Slap in a previous fight or something. I don't really have an excuse for why I kept Icy Wind. We really don't need it on that 3rd spot. We honestly should have prepared better and put Rest there just in case we needed it. Let's go ahead and watch this battle and see how it goes. Like I said, we're not at 2 resets. We're at like 4. So we're going to go ahead and take on this battle and see what happens. So Pikachu's the first Pokemon. In the original playthrough, he was a 1-shot with Return. He is still a 1-shot. Very good. Now, Blastoise comes out. We're going to go for Mud Slap. Mud Slap is going to make it so his Blizzard, which is already very inaccurate, can't hit us because it goes from 70% accurate down to, I don't even know what it is at this point, but it was very low. So we get a 3-shot on the Blastoise. We'll go for Mud Slap on the Snorlax. He's going to up his special. That's not a problem. We just don't want him to paralyze us. That's the big thing. We don't want him to paralyze us. So Drill Peck does about 40% damage. Do we get the knockout on the 3rd hit? We do. So this is where we're in a great spot, and we have a lot of health for Charizard. That was actually the biggest problem, is we were able to get through the first 2 Pokemon. It was getting to Charizard and not having enough health. So 2-shot on the Charizard. We're going to replenish some health back over 100. 1-shot on the Espeon, because it's very frail, and we have great physical attack with a great stab move. And then 1-shot on the Venusaur. And that, my friends, is how we first try victory the red. Now, other caveats here. When I faced red in the previous playthrough, I actually used a move that I banned called Curse. So I didn't want to spend 2+ hours doing it, but I'd have had to grind even more to win this battle with the moveset that I had. I didn't prepare well enough, like I said. What I did in this playthrough, I prepared. I knew we needed to get to a level. I probably could have got this done level 78, honestly. We might not have had certain ranges, but I think we'd have been close. It might have taken us a time or 2. So maybe 2 levels wouldn't have been that important. However, look at the time disparity. That's 30 minutes. 30 minutes of time gained there by just preparing a little bit more. And obviously, like I said, there's 4 resets, not 2. I don't know why 2 of them aren't showing up. But 37 resets compared to 4, that's drastic improvement there. And first try victory over red. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD. This is JD's Nerdverse. We're going to be having a video coming out on Monday. This is a prediction video for the playthrough of Slowking. Slowking I'm very excited about. It's a very slow Pokemon, but it has such an embarrassment of riches when it comes to moves. And then the playthrough will be next Friday, and a playthrough of Magmar will be on Wednesday. So let me know what you think. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.